G'day Fisho, Sammy here, thanks for joining me. Now in this video, we're going to be looking at how to target the humble tailor and do it on lures. Now tailor are available to many anglers across all over Australia and they are pretty much an iconic surf species and they're great fun to catch. Not only are they good fun to catch, but they're good eating and great bait. But let's check it out and see what we need to get out there and get amongst a few of them. So let's kick it off with the outfits we're going to use to cast those lures. Now I've got my two favourite outfits here. I've got my heavy and my light spin set up, and let's go through them. Now this one here, my light one, this one's an absolute pleasure to fish with. I love spinning with this outfit. It's a 10'6" high modulus graphite surf casting rod by Tailor. It's got a cast rating of 10 to 60 grams, so nice and light, nothing too heavy there. The reel, that's a 5000 Shimano twin power, and that's got a nice high retrieval ratio, so I know I can wind as fast as I need to get those lures moving through the water. And those Tailor, they love a bit of speed. As far as braid, now because you're on the beach, there's no real obstructions to look out for, so you can fish quite light. 15 to 20 pound braid is quite fine to use. And then there's this brute here. This is my heavy outfit. This is a 12-foot Penn Prevail, 8 to 12 kilos. I've got that matched with a 6000 Shimano Stella. Now this rod, perfect for casting heavy lures an absolute mile, but it's also strong enough to lift those big fish up the rocks if I need to. And that's what my light outfit won't do. If I'm on the rocks and I need to lift a big fish or direct it and really put the brakes on it, it just doesn't have the guts. On the beach it's fine, off the rocks, no good. That's where this one comes into play. Now again, that Shimano spinning reel there, super high ratio so I can really get those lures moving quickly. And I've actually stepped up the braid on this one so I can have a lot more power. That one's got 40 pound braid on it, so there's no messing about. But with this outfit here, I know I can safely land any big greenback that comes my way, or a big trevally, even a tuna, or a jewfish if I'm lucky. So it does pay to be prepared for when those big ones come, because they will really test you on the light gear. Okay, so that's the combos taken care of. Let's have a quick chat about leaders. Now, it's no secret, Tailor have super sharp teeth and they will happily bite you off if given the chance. So for that reason, we have to beef up our leaders a little bit just to make sure they last the little nicks and scratches that you encounter while you're chasing these fish. So on my light outfit, I like to use a 30 pound leader, and on my heavy, I'll use 40, 50 or even 60 depending on the country that I'm fishing in. Now that doesn't mean to say that they won't bite you off. It's just going to last a little bit longer if you do get a little nick or just brush past their teeth. I rarely use wire. I find it detracts from the attraction of the lure. Doesn't look real flash, and it just doesn't work as well. It really does drop your strike rate down. So I run the gauntlet and go mono. It's just what I do. Now one thing I will recommend is grab yourself some little snap clips. Now I don't know if you can see that there. It's a little egg clip by Decoy, and I use them on the end of my leader for clipping on my lures and clipping them off. Now, what that means is I don't have to tie a leader knot every time I change lure, and believe me, I change lures a lot. But there's a little tip for you, just makes your life that little bit easier and saves your leader. But we're into the fun part now, let's look at lures. Now, I've got them all laid out nicely and we're gonna work from one side to the other. So we're gonna start off with our little slugs and stick baits. These guys here. Now, these are what we use when the Tailor get really fixated on that micro bait, the little white bait pilchards, the little frog mouths. They just won't hit anything else. So we use these small, like 20 and 15 gram slugs and small, real slimline stick baits, like so. And we find to get a lot better hookup rate. Not only with the Tailor, but you also get a good bycatch of big dart. Now, if you haven't caught a big dart, they go like the absolute clappers. So good fun as well to get connected to. But that's your little slugs. From there we move up into our bigger slugs, so our 30s, 40s, 60s, all that sort of thing. These guys here. Now, these guys are what we use when the Tailor aren't being fussy and we really need to cast a long way. Something like this, a 60 gram and a 40 gram slug, you can almost cast 100 meters on the right outfit, especially if you've got the wind at your back. Even if you've got a long crosswind, these guys here are going to allow you a nice long cast, and it's something that you really do have to have in your tackle box, because when the conditions aren't perfect, it's often the slugs that are going to pull you out of trouble and allow you to fish water that you wouldn't otherwise be able to hit in the wind. Now from there we go into our small diving minnows and stick baits. These guys here, as you can see, they've both seen a fair bit of love over the years. Now these guys here, Quite heavy, they're between 30 and 40 grams, so you can still cast them quite a long way. They've got a nice pilchard profile, plenty of flash, and nice action in the water. And all that equals Tailor absolutely smashing them. These guys work a treat. Now, especially casting on that lighter outfit, you can get some really good distance using these guys. Some of my favourite presentations, and they're very versatile. You can crank them along the top, you can let them sink down and twitch them slowly. It really is up to your imagination. From there, we move into our bigger stick baits. This guy here, this is around 140 mil, and that's what we use for big Tailor. Now, big Tailor, they like to eat the whole garfish, big pilchards, so something like that is going to be an absolute snack for them. Need some of them in your tackle box just in case the big guys are around. Now, that was our stick baits. Moving on to the surface presentations, our poppers. So we've got little cut face poppers here, little skipping poppers like this fella here. These are great for when you've got nice deep gutters with big foam coming over it or off the rocks. Tailor are suckers for poppers. They really like chasing them down and just belting them off the top. I guess they think it's a garfish or baitfish skittering across the top, but it really does trigger a nice strong reaction bite, and a lot of the times it will lead to their undoing. But don't be afraid to throw big guys as well. Something like this guy, this is 170 mil. Something like this will go down the hatch of a big Tailor. So don't be scared to have some big poppers in your tackle box because the big Tailor absolutely love them. Now, as far as colours go, I like to have plenty of natural colours, plenty of baitfish and pilchard imitations. They're always going to be winners. Apart from that, your redheads, they seem to work really well as your golds and anything chrome with a bit of flash. So there you have it, guys. That's an introduction to Tailor spinning for you. Get out there, hit your local beach, hit your local rock platform, spin some lures, and you'll be surprised just how much fun you can have targeting the humble Tailor. It is really good fun. Now, I had a great session off the beach recently. Check out this footage. Hope it gets you psyched up. Catch you later, guys. Have a good one.